Andy, the poor student who often repeats himself, never imagined that he would stumble upon such a scene in a pile of trash on the roadside. A body, wrapped in bandages, lay there. As panic surged within him, he noticed a girl's-like ear out of the corner of his eye. It was then that he realized it wasn't a corpse but a robot. He had always longed to own one of those humanoid computers that everyone seemed to have. Without thinking twice, he picked up the robot and took it back to his rented apartment. However, he didn't notice a disc lying on the ground. The robot was heavy, but its appearance was almost indistinguishable from a human. It was not only stunningly beautiful but also had skin that felt as soft as that of a real person. He named her Anna. Andy tried to turn her on, but after searching her body and finding no obvious power switch, he attempted one final spot. To his surprise, when his fingers touched that area, Anna powered up. In a hurry, he covered her with a towel. Just then, a neighbor knocked and asked him to join her for a bath. Flustered, Andy quickly hid Anna behind him and managed to avoid further questions. Soon after, the administrator, the woman Andy secretly had a crush on, brought him a homemade dish. To his shock, Anna walked out from behind and even started mimicking his actions. The towel slipped off her body. Andy hastily explained that she was just a computer, fearing he might be mistaken for a pervert. Later, he realized Anna wasn't like the other computers he'd seen. She couldn't do much, only making a chirping sound. While Andy was puzzled, Anna grabbed his clothes, her face full of worry as though she was afraid he might abandon her again. The next morning, Andy woke up to find Anna staring at him at his bedside, and he remembered the events of the previous day. As he prepared breakfast, he imagined the convenience this computer could bring. Just then, his neighbor Joey arrived, curious about the new computer. Andy suspected something was wrong with Anna since all she did was make chirping noises. After hooking her up to a monitor, Joey discovered that Anna didn't even have an operating system. Without it, she was just a non-functional model. Joey tried to find a model label but had no luck. With no other option, Joey used his own portable computer, Jenny, to connect to Anna. To his surprise, Jenny crashed immediately. Joey was at a loss. He suspected that this might be a computer assembled by someone else, as its CPU was unusually fast. He recommended that Andy consult an expert. Thus began Andy and Anna's first outing. Without women's clothing, Anna had to wear oversized men's clothes. At that moment, the administrator noticed them and asked them to come by later to pick up some old clothes she had. The thought of wearing clothes that the administrator had once worn excited Andy. After a short walk, they arrived at an incongruous large door. Upon entering, they found a huge mansion, where the owner, a young boy named Jack, greeted them. He had the housekeeper help Andy change his shoes. Seeing this, Anna imitated him and suddenly jumped onto Andy, a move that intrigued Jack. Immediately, he had 4 housekeeping robots analyze the situation, only to find that these robots all malfunctioned. The computer Andy had found in the trash was more powerful than they imagined. At this point, another housemaid arrived. She immediately stood out from the rest. Andy thought she was Jack's sister and greeted her. To his surprise, she politely replied, acting very human-like. However, the maid revealed that she was actually a computer made by Jack. Despite her behavior and mannerisms, which seemed to show some degree of consciousness, she was still just a robot. Seeing Jack's interest in understanding Andy's computer's capabilities but concerned about his own maid's safety, the maid volunteered to connect her data to Andy's computer. Seeing this, Jack rushed over to check if her personality data was compromised. Fortunately, she only lost stock in housekeeping-related data, while Anna's core system remained intact. It turned out that Andy's computer had a powerful firewall, preventing even the system's installation status from being checked. Jack speculated that this computer might be the one mentioned in urban legends, a computer capable of thinking and acting on its own. Andy, thrilled by the discovery, had not expected his found computer to be so advanced. However, Jack soon reminded him that this was merely a